Cyrus, for those names that do have China exposure, credit quality, NPLs, are they giving you any cause for concern?
Yes, and yes. China has actually taken precautions to cool down. You saw a lot of these property-related exposures being curbed by Xi Jinping. You saw a huge amount of this tech exposure as well in China being broken up. It's no different from what the Feds are doing, where very large and too big to fail companies are being broken up into pieces so that the investors and the retail investors don't suffer. So are we extremely worried about Asian banks' exposure to China? No, not so much. It's predominantly the Chinese lenders that will have a brunt of the exposure. But of course, the larger boys, HSBCs, Standard Chartered, Citis, even DBSs that do a fair amount of business in China would have a marginal exposure. I wouldn't put it past 5% of their total books. So it's not a big one.
Understood. And Cyrus, on the wealth management side, it's where a lot of these names are getting the incremental and growing revenue. What do you expect to hear from them there?
So if you start looking at some of the bigger boys like UBS's, you would see a significant jump in their wealth management, asset management, and fee-driven businesses. No different again. Citi, as you know, is winding down its retail operation, focusing instead on the mass affluent and the wealth. So collective lockdowns have surprisingly created wealth. You would be under the impression that lockdowns and higher inflations have caused a denudation and erosion of wealth. Actually not true. It has created wealth. It has created significant wealth. It has led people to invest in equities and gain benefits from various startups and tech companies. So this creation of wealth has actually fanned the fire when it comes to asset management and wealth management. I would see a 20 to 25% jump in profitability just from wealth and asset management companies, the ones that are bigger in there. So big jump.